Hi, I'm Dr. Tanjit Singh, and I'm giving you an introduction for Precision Presby Robotics and our current status and the need from the computer science students to help me in building certain modules. So let's get started. I'm Dr. Tanjit Singh. I'm a medical doctor by training, and I'm still a medical doctor. I see very frail and disabled persons, usually older persons, but sometimes the special needs or the neurodivergence population. Essentially, I'm a community care doctor. I go to patients' homes and I do holistic based care. Essentially, I help the patient with the healthcare needs, medications, medical procedures, or financial needs. I'm a assessor for various grants, government or the private insurance, and I solve their legal needs like deputyship, um, LPAs, uh, getting mental capacity assessed, etc. So I'm more of a, you can say, a social worker that it happens to be a medical doctor. I see a lot of patients, they are mainly homebound, either bedbound or chairbound in their homes, and they might not be able to come out of the house to go hospitals or go clinic that easily for their routine review. And sometimes I do, more urgent work for them. So I'm mainly in the public, the charity, and the social enterprise sector throughout my whole career. I'm a medical doctor for 23 years now, and I graduated in NUS in 2002, and this is my 16 year in the home care and the community care setting. So I explained to you the 5 Ws and the stage of what this whole project is about. Basically, who are our target audience or target population? It is solo living older adults with limited kin availability. We also going to look at neurodivergence children and adults with special needs and solo living older adults with mild cognitive impairment. So basically, they are home alone. And where are these home alone people? It's mainly in developed worlds for, yeah, in the United States, in Europe, especially if you can see the chart in Sweden and United Kingdom, and also in Asia, Japan, China, and South Korea. So then what is happening? Because of them living alone, there's a lonely epidemic going on. So in 2023, World Health Organization formally classified loneliness and social isolation as an urgent public health issue. And loneliness can lead to 25% increase in earlier death, up to 30% increase in stroke and heart attack. One of the experts noted that it is equivalent to a smoking of 15 cigarettes a day. And most importantly, 50% increase in developing dementia. So another what would be following loneliness, what can happen? Lonely deaths. Kurudoshi, Godosa, and Dead Alone in Singapore is some of the very glaring examples. So in Japan especially, 76,020 person died alone last year. And out of this figure, 76% are mainly older persons above 65 years. So there is a dire need for some solution to cover loneliness and lonely deaths. So why is that so? Basically, raising wealth, urbanization, longer lifespan, government policies, and shifting cultural values are the main drivers. An example for government policies will be the one child strategy in China many years ago. Then, if the one child is in US, is in Europe, and one of the older parent pass away, then there will be a single parent that's all alone in China, and that affects many families actually. So when, of course, I mean, we should have acted yesterday, but now is probably a bit late. But I mean, the time is definitely now. So this is something that the business school student, the last batch have done for us, the marketing. And what we are doing is we are introducing IRA. What is IRA? It is Artificial Intelligence Robotic Adori. It is an intelligent companion next generation robotic pet designed to bring comfort, safety, and emotional connectivity to the owners. And this is the robot that we currently have. And we have our own customized non-ageism and ethical small language model. We have RAG models. In addition, for long-term memory, healthcare system, and short-term memory. And we are trying to build a few things. Wave technology for autonomous navigation. We want to build a character inside, and we want to have a technology that can mirror the emotion states of the owners. So right now we do have, photo for simography technology to look at vital signs. We have fall detectors, AI fall detection on shouts for help, fall audio signatures, etc. And um, basically generative AI responses for therapeutic strategies. So we are looking for three projects in year 2026. The first one will be emotion mirroring conversational AI. We call it MCOW rec model. So basically, we uses computer vision to track the mood, and we feed it into this rec model that you are going to build and output very appropriate answers to the mood. Basically, we want to mirror the emotion and have the older person or the users feeling that this robotic pet understands what they are going through, and thereby we want to create the sensation of a pet that understand them like a real dog or a real cat. And interestingly, we in future we want to follow it up with a real research on the effect of the interaction between this human and our robotic pet, and see whether it is similar to how we interact with real pet while our hormonal responses like our dopamine, serotonin, or oxytocin, responses in our body. So that is the first project that I'm seeking help on. The next project we want is to derive a persona engine for the robotic companion. So nowadays, angelic AI have multiple personalities, and likewise, we want to build a personality into our robotic pets as well. So what happens is we will ask the owner for a certain idea of how they want the character of their pet to be, and then we inbuild the MBTI into a RAG model that will screen through the inputs and provide a response that is based on the MBTI personality. So that actually makes the robotic pet more interesting and more so-called lovable. They have their own character, and the human person, the older adult, won't feel that it is so boring. And what we want is to cultivate a proactive, pro-social sort of feeling by the older adults, meaning that they treat this pet as a real pet that firstly understand them and has their own character. And it gives them so-called a reason to continue to live well, to take care of this pet. And that is a key different stating concept of our product versus the product that you can see worldwide. So we want to cultivate a strong character, a character that can understand the older adults, and a safe output, which we have already built, the elder companion large language model, and has won a second prize in the recent Beihai Summit in Beijing. So this will be something that I would want our computer scientists here to help me build. So lastly, the third task, we are looking at building a indoor mapping with a low cost 4D wave radar in home-based companion. So this robotic is still very in their early stages of development. Of course, it is mobile. It has mics. It has speakers. It has cameras, but it is not self-autonomous navigating yet. So because it is small, the battery pack is small, we don't have the luxury of using established systems such as Leica lasers or other, more power dependent solutions. So we're looking at a 40 radar to be built into our robot to do autonomous navigating throughout the entire home. Like if I say go to the kitchen, they will know where the kitchen is, go there. Go to the bedroom, they will go to the bedroom, or maybe program them to be in the bedroom at night, program them to be in the living room in the day, for example. So there's multiple usage of wave in our setting in terms of healthcare. It could be positional. If the patient is lying too long in the bed, maybe something wrong is going on. We can do gait fall monitors, pre-fall analysis. We can do sleep apnea monitoring, vital signs monitoring, respiratory rate, heart rate, temperature changes, abnormal movement like seizures, especially for young children. That will be very, very important. But I think that is out of the scope for this project. This project, I would just request that we can do a indoor mapping with our low cost 4D wave radar that would be incorporated by our roboticists into our robotic dog. So we can do environment assessment for autonomous mobility in future. So with that, I think my 15 minutes is going to be up. So I hope that some of you can help me to do these few projects. Uh, we are currently in our integrating phase. We're integrating our large language model and our RAG model into the physical robot. And hopefully you will get to see the robot when we meet for our first project briefing in 2026. So that's all for now. Thank you for your time, and yeah, I will end here. Thank you, everybody.